Hi everyone and welcome. Today let's make cinnamon rolls. Simple, soft and rich with cinnamon. They don't have the cream cheese topping, but they can be rolled and unrolled, which is my favorite way of eating cinnamon rolls.
Let's start with preparing dough for the rolls. First, I will crumble fresh yeast in a bowl, add about half a tablespoon of sugar, and a tablespoon of flour. We still need to add milk, but warm it up a little before adding to the yeast. Let's pour all the milk in a pot and heat it on the stove on medium-low heat. When the milk is slightly warm, let's pour a little bit in the bowl with the yeast. Mix the yeast with the sugar, flour and milk and leave it to activate, start growing. Let's put the rest of the milk back on the stove and add to it butter, the remaining sugar and a pinch of salt. Let's slowly heat the milk till the butter and sugar melt. Remove the pot from the stove and let the milk cool a little. We cannot use it hot with the yeast, as hot milk will kill the yeast. Let's pour the milk mixture in a big bowl and add to it the yeast. We can see the yeast has become foamy and grown in the bowl. Let's dissolve the yeast in the milk and add the flour to it. Now we need to mix the dough till it forms a ball. First, I will mix with the spoon, then with my hands. The dough has a lot of butter and is very soft squishy. As I continue kneading it for a few minutes, the dough starts to come together and separate from the sides of the bowl. It does not stick much to my hands either anymore. If you feel it is too wet, add a tablespoon of flour at a time. We want the dough to be soft, therefore don't add too much flour as it will make the dough harder. The dough is now easy to handle and shape into a ball. Let's cover it and put the bowl in the fridge for half an hour or longer if you're not ready to bake yet. Let's mix sugar with cinnamon and cardamom for the filling. I am using brown sugar, but white is fine as well. I will now roll half of the dough. If you roll all the dough at once, you may have bigger cinnamon rolls. I will dust the kitchen countertop with a little bit of flour and roll the dough in a rectangle a few millimeters thick. The dough is very soft and easy to roll. Now let's spread soft butter on top of the dough. The butter needs to be very soft but not melted. And let's spread the sugar cinnamon mix in a layer over the dough, including the edges as much as possible, but leaving a few millimeters at one of the narrower ends. I will start rolling from one of the narrower ends, as that way the cinnamon rolls will have more layers. Let's try to roll it as tight as possible, considering the dough is soft but without leaving gaps. And cut the roll in about 2 cm thick slices. Put parchment paper or a silicone baking mat in a baking tray and dust with a bit of flour. And let's arrange the rolls on the baking tray, leaving some space between them as they will grow while baking. Make sure the ends of the dough are not open, pinch them a little to the roll to attach or put underneath. Now let's cover the tray and leave the rolls to rest for about half an hour. Set the oven to heat to 180 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And break an egg in a glass and whisk it a little. Let's spread the egg on the sides and tops of the cinnamon rolls. And put them in the oven to bake for about 12 to 15 minutes till they look golden brown. Remove the rolls from the oven, let them cool a little, and enjoy. Thank you for joining me today and see you next week. Bye!